the cheapest place you go to eat now. Why is it always fucking $23?
I'm a bit irritated. Y'all make a lot of money. Y'all don't need to be shorting people on their cheesecake.
These two things came up to $28.
Chicken is wetter than my cheeks in the middle of February.
Your falafel is dry. Do better.
Imagine paying $300 for a meal expecting fine dining. And they had the audacity to serve us these 99-cent store Christmas cookies.
The gingerbread man?
There is a $4.75 charge for employee health.
They put the writing in tiny print at the bottom of the menu, so you have to find it.
Who don't need the content about it?
Dining rooms are empty.
Everything's dirty. The food is not good.
And why don't you have the restaurant score up?
They're actually hot in their grade. You can call the police, ma'am. It's okay. It's a siege. They was 1 point away from getting shut down.
What? And this video might make you mad because at this point, it's real personal. You go to your favorite restaurant, take a look at the bill, and now you feel personally attacked and disrespected. Like, how dare they? And you might have just paid premium food prices for food made with no love, straight out of a frozen box. And people are done with the restaurants being greedy, charging luxurious prices for cafeteria quality. And the frustration of people is not just written all over people's faces, but it's also written as the prices on the menus. Exhibit A, Waffle House, an American staple, doing us dirty.
And listen, if anyone tells you that inflation isn't that bad, that the prices aren't that high, that like, oh, things are not as bad, bro, this is a Waffle House menu from 2009. An all-star meal was $5.99. $5.99. The $7.80 was crossed out because that was expensive. $7.80 was expensive. Yeah. $5.99 got you 2 eggs, 4 slices of toast, grits or hash brown, your choice of biscuit and gravy. I don't even think that they have biscuits and gravy anymore. You could add $1.25 for some coffee, and with sausages. Bro, what? Dude, they had $1 menu? What is 2009? 2009. What the is going on?
And I know what you're thinking, Symone, that ain't that bad. They couldn't have went up on the prices that much. Well, you know I gotta do some digging, right? You know me. So I am on the Waffle House website, and it says here, y'all, that the All-Star, its #1 most ordered meal, is actually now $12.35, which once was a whopping $5.99. And this has been the price increase, according to this, from 2009 to 2026. The top comment here says, mind you, the federal minimum wage has not gone up a cent in the same amount of time, which is also a fact. Another comment here says, breakfast is now $50 for 2 people. Somebody here commented, former Waffle House employee here, and they change prices every 3 months now. Wow. It's now $12 and drinks are $2.50. It's actually higher than $12 according to what we just seen on the website. Another comment says, I spent $32 at Waffle House this past weekend for 2 people, by the way. And that's pretty much standard. That's a deal if you ask me for 2 people nowadays. Going to restaurants, depending on where you live, you could easily cough up $50 to $60 on breakfast. Not only is the Waffle House catching smoke right now, so is the Cheesecake Factory. I wonder why.
This message is to the CEO of Cheesecake Factory. If you're not him, you can keep it moving. If you do know him, though, pass this along. My question to you is, did you think I wouldn't notice? You thought you could just fly under the radar because you got 8 billion items on your menu? You thought nobody would notice the scumbaggery that you're pulling off?
Whatever could he be talking about? We, the people that love to indulge in a good cheesecake, have no clue what cheesecake could have done. Oh, wise one, please enlighten us. What have you stumbled upon?
Now you might be wondering why I have so much hostility for the CEO of Cheesecake Factory. It's quite simple. Yesterday I went to Cheesecake Factory because I wanted to sneak in a cheesecake to the movie I was going to. And I was appalled, aghast, borderline offended when they told me the price, 13 and change. Because I vividly remember the cheesecakes being anywhere from $7 to $8, but 13 and change, fine. You know what? Because the memories of eating said cheesecake are going to outweigh the $13 price tag. I guess inflation hit everybody. I wasn't aware it hit the Cheesecake Factory. No politicians talking about that, but alas, it has. Okay, fine. I then proceed to sneak my cheesecake into the movies because I'm a rebel. I'm a bad boy. Apparently it's what women like, and I would like to be appealing to said women. So I figured if I'm sneaking in sweet treats to the new Elizabeth Olsen movie, how could they resist? Apparently they couldn't. That's not the point of the video. When I opened the cheesecake, I noticed something.
What you noticed?
Well, while inflation has gone up, deflation has hit the cheesecake. That's right, it's way smaller.
And we've got to get to the bottom of what is actually going on with the cheesecake right now. Because a lot of people in the comments are agreeing that it's not inflation, it's corporate greed. Cheesecake, they said y'all getting greedy out here. And y'all ain't giving to the needy. The needy being the customers that need the cheesecake because they need something to sneak into the movies. Because who's trying to pay all of that for some popcorn? I digress. Because you got people in the comments saying, let's boycott. Seriously, we all need to speak up for those prices. Give us a dang slice. And speaking of slice, cheesecake, I wanted to see, why are they so mad? Are they justified in their anger? And then I clicked and seeing this. What are we looking at exactly?
Do y'all see how boneless this cake is?
Yeah.
This is from the Cheesecake Factory. I wanted to treat myself today because I went out and I just wanted a little sweet treat. I took 2 bites, yeah, but what? Like, this is not how it usually comes. I am so disappointed. I might just contact customer support because it's never been this boneless. It's usually a thick cake. It's a 7-layer cake. It's the biggest cake that they have. I'm pretty sure the girl cutting it or the person behind the counter literally split 1 serving in half and gave me the other half. What the hell?
And she said she need to contact customer service. I think you mistaked customer service for corporate, man. Corporate! Because what is this? And where is the rest? Because if it was me, I'm gonna need more plus interest because this is disrespectful. This is why people are fed up and they feel like restaurants are playing in their face. Now, P.F. Chang's done got in the comment and said, bestie, it's time to go to P.F. Chang's. And don't let us find out you being skimpy too. P.F. Chang's, you see how this can escalate online. Give the people what they asking for. Because they already on your head in the comments talk about, you better promise to give us better serving portions. And you even called a stray trying to slide in the comments being funny. Because they said, except their food is trash now. Back to you, Cheesecake. This woman said she spent $12 on that Ozempic riddled cake. I think she was punked. No MTV. Somebody here said, oh no, Cheesecake Factory cake used to last me 3 to 5 business days. I remember. Mind you, this is what it looks like on their website. If this is what's on the website, I'm not gonna say this is a catfish. I'm gonna say this is a cakefish. A cakefish. And I can understand the disappointment. This is why people are angry. I had to pull up even the side by side. Where is the whipped cream? Because if I order something, give me all of it. Don't give me whipped cream in the restaurant and then when I get it to go, it ain't got no whipped cream. I want how it comes in-house every time. Because the restaurants at this point, they slack on the to-go orders. But you, the customer, are still dishing out all of your hard-earned money for low effort? No effort? How is that fair? And another comment says, Cheesecake should be ashamed of their corporate greed. Now, the last 2 videos, people have been in the comments bringing up corporate greed and the horrible portion sizes that they're getting at Cheesecake now. Well, that's with the actual cake. I wonder how they're doing with the actual cheesecake, which could be considered as a pie. Down below, let me know, do y'all consider that a pie or a cake?
I saw someone say that Cheesecake Factory be skimping with their cheesecake now. I agree so fast. Y'all see this? Hold on. Let me open it up for you.
Yeah, let us see.
Y'all see that, right?
It look good,
Y'all see how skinny this piece is? I take 1 piece off the top, half of it's done. The thing about it, y'all know that y'all wrong. Like, that's the whole thing about it. This is a, like, what, company-wide mandate? Skimp the people, don't give them a full slice of cheesecake. Give them half of a cheesecake. I honestly think that it's getting smaller and smaller. Okay, you have your days sometimes where you might get a good slice, but no, this is giving company-wide mandate, okay? When I get cheesecake, I expect it to be a big, fat piece of cheesecake. I'm not thinking about calories. At that moment, you better give me everything you got. So for y'all to be skimping on cheesecake, like, it's not even like y'all ain't charging a good amount for this cheesecake. I'm actually like irritated. I'm a bit irritated because y'all could have done better, but it's just, that's greed. Y'all make a lot of money. Y'all don't need to be shorting people on their cheesecake. I promise you don't, but I'm on to y'all. Am I gonna stop eating this triple berry cheesecake? No, but y'all not right?
And what's interesting is she said the word greed, as many people have. And I need to know from y'all down below. Is this greed? Or do you think this is inflation? Tariff. Why do you think all of these restaurants keep going up on the prices and giving less and less food? And there's no way that the restaurants don't know that people are upset about this because people in the comments are very vocal. They say here, smaller, but same dang price. Somebody here said, I worked in the bakery of the Cheesecake Factory a few months ago and they told us the slices were going to get smaller and that guests would probably say something and just to deny it. Allegedly, I don't know if this person worked there or not, but if they do and that is true, that is interesting. And if you work at the Cheesecake Factory, let me know. Is that what they told y'all? If so, that is interesting. And again, and where is the whipped cream? See, I'm glad somebody else is saying it. Where is it? That is part of the cheesecake experience, is the whipped cream. And I say this as somebody that likes the Cheesecake Factory. Cheesecake, get it together. Because at this point, y'all gonna have a riot about some cheesecake. Another comment here says, they're shrinking everything and raising prices.
Yes, it used to take up the whole box, and I have another slice of cheesecake to show you that this is something they really are doing across all of their cheesecake factories.
And you know what I'm really looking at is she has another cheesecake, no whipped cream. What is that? What is that? You know what? You get an F because you had 2 chances to do right. So it could have been you messed up on 1 cheesecake, but you want me to believe that you messed up on 2 on accident? No. And somebody here said, if you decrease the size, decrease the price too. I think that's where we all are in a conundrum with these restaurants. Because if I get a cake, this is how I want it to look. Give me something juicy. I want a big, fat, juicy, calorie high, throwing off my blood sugar type of cake. If you ain't coming like this, I don't want it. None of this boneless stuff. Cheesecake, take notes, because I don't know where she got this chocolate cake from, but she got enough to dip in some milk. Is this extreme? Yes. I'm just trying to prove a point here. This is what the people want. A big old chocolate cake like from the movie Matilda. Now, Matilda, cake me down or get from round, me please. And even people that are trying to get a basic pasta are feeling the pinch at the restaurants.
Lord Jesus. I am pissed because I spent almost $70 for all. This comes from a place called Spaghetti Warehouse, and let me tell you what, it tastes like it come from a warehouse. That chicken is whiter than my cheeks in the middle of February. There's so much beige on this plate, and there ain't a stitch of seasoning. And on top of that, the fettuccine sauce is curdled. I only took 2 little bites, for science. Marissa actually ate a little bit more, and guess what? She threw up later on that night. Don't tell nobody, but I did have the diarrheas the next day. Next, you got the house bread. I like how they put it in full, like it's gonna hide the staleness. That bread was stale as I just know it was day old. And the butter was actually really good, but if the dipping vessel ain't good, then I don't want the butter. Look at me trying to poke my finger through this bread. I had to switch to my thumb. It was that hard. So that was the complimentary bread. This is the appetizer garlic cheese bread, and it was actually really freaking good. But then again, it does look exactly like Texas toast. Okay, let's get into this main course. Holy diarrhea. This is their signature 15-layer lasagna and the chicken parmesan. And you know what? I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I want a 15-layer lasagna. It's unnecessary, especially when the first 10 layers ain't nothing but dry pasta sheets. I didn't get no ricotta till the very bottom. The chicken parm was actually okay. I feel like if I was forced to go back here for like a social gathering or something, this is what I would get. The outside was still crunchy, and the marinara sauce is actually really good. That was with the cheese bread also. Now we got some meatballs, and Lord child, honey, what in the world have y'all done to these balls? I've never seen balls have blue balls, but if blue balls had blue balls, these are the bluest balls on the planet. Again, the marinara sauce is really good, but the meat was so hard and dry, and it just didn't taste like love, It tasted like when you get the cheap dry seasonings from the dollar store. And don't even get me started on this Italian wedding soup. Honey, I love Italian wedding soup. As soon as I opened it, it pissed me right off. Spaghetti noodles? Really? Like, the flavor was actually maybe okay, but spaghetti noodles? Ugh. And to end this waste of money, I got tiramisu. The cream and the coffee flavor was actually really good, but the lady fingers on the inside were staler than a Burger King chicken nugget. In conclusion, I will not be going back to Spaghetti Warehouse. I got Texas toast in my own freezer.
And this is her personal experience, and everybody is entitled to their own review and thoughts of a restaurant. The cheese is curdled up. However she said it, it's that, because it's in like some little chunks. It done separated or something. Then she said it wasn't seasoned. She also goes on to state this was $70, and she doesn't seem pleased with any of the food as a whole, because it's not even worth going back for. Now, this experience is very common. She even stated that she feels like a lot of this wasn't even touched with any love as an ingredient because she can't taste it. But it's too late to do anything. She already gave the restaurant her money. The worst thing she can do now is not come back. And they're still up $70. Actually, no, the worst thing you actually can do is leave a review stating how dissatisfied you are, but even still, your money is gone. How many people have gone through this in real life? And there's comments that say, Spaghetti Warehouse hasn't been good since the early 2000s. Another one says, Spaghetti Warehouse is awful. They just reuse everything. I don't know. If y'all have ever been, tell me your own experiences of this restaurant. Because another comment here says, I'm so sad too. Spaghetti Warehouse used to be so good. And everybody's taste buds are very different. So sometimes you go out on a whim and try something out for yourself, but it always sucks when you really feel like you've wasted your money. Because how many hours did you have to work to cough up that $70 for food that doesn't even taste good? Ugh. And it's getting so bad eating out. A lot of people are like, let me just go do fine dining because why not, right? Even with fine dining, people are having horrible experiences.
LA fine dining is a scam and I'm done pretending. If you've been following along with this story, you probably already know about our sad piece of beef Wellington that we got for $140. Now, this is what they served us as our dessert.
I know you lying. No.
It's the best part.
Now I'm just waiting for my Swiss Miss milk chocolate.
After the very disappointing main course and the main reason why we booked this place for the beef Wellington, they had the audacity to serve us these 99-cent store Christmas cookies. These cookies were so stale I wouldn't even serve them to my dog. Imagine paying $300 for a meal expecting fine dining and getting garbage food served on pretty plates.
Straight out of a box. $140 per person.
They prepaid for that.
$140 per person.
This look of disappointment. Yeah.
What did you?
$140 per person, and this was a $300 meal, and they served them the gingerbread man. The gingerbread man. The disrespect, and then they got a candy cane off to the side. Do you see why people feel disrespected? They walking out the restaurant like, you want beef with me? Why do you want a problem with me? I gave you money. This how you do? I need them to rock with the motto like this. All customers are entitled to outstanding customer service, and I will provide that customer service. This is a joke, actually. Actually, that does look like a Dollar Tree cookie, and I'm not even trying to be shady. Serious, objectively speaking, does it not? Does it not? Comment down below, because I just know. And they had to prepay, so they were tricked, in my opinion. And this is why spending more money doesn't always equal better quality. This is a prime example. Somebody here in the comments said, my girlfriend worked for Sysco Food Accounting. She said 90% of the dining restaurants buy food from them. 90. We talked about that in the last restaurant video, showing you all these restaurants getting pre-packaged frozen food or items, putting a little special sauce on top, and throwing it on the menu for whatever price they decide it's worth. They're all coming from the same company, which is why when you go out to eat a lot of the time, a lot of the food is tasting the same. They have the same supplier. They're just in different restaurants. They might have just put a little different drizzle on there, some parsley, some powdered sugar, and gave the meal a name specific to their restaurant. And I feel that that has contributed to the overall customer experience at the restaurants. This is why a lot of people don't like eating out, because we can't taste the love in the food. And they're over here serving sugar cookies. What is this? And a beef Wellington that didn't look too well. Somebody said this hotel has a Michelin star. The restaurant does not. And now we know why. And this comment is the one that hits home, I'm sure for a lot of you. It says, the thing that makes me mad about this is there were likely people who can't afford $140 per person who saved up for a special meal with someone, and they got that. Absolutely, this is what they got. And this is why so many people are upset with restaurants. They probably had to work hours. They probably don't get to go out to eat often, especially fine dining restaurants. And it's looking like they might have been better going to a food truck. And that's really sad to have to sit and deal with after you've already paid them $300. And this is somebody else's experience with Texas Roadhouse. Now, Texas Roadhouse is also one of those restaurants that's not too expensive, but it can get on the expensive side. But most people like it, especially for the rolls. And I love me a good roll from Texas Roadhouse. However, depending on where you go, your experience could be hit or miss, like how we're seeing here. Somebody rated this Texas Roadhouse, giving the steak and the shrimp a 7.5 out of 10 because they said the shrimp was kind of dry, but the flavor was great, and the steak, the flavor was great, but not the best. And they love the baked potato. The rolls. How do you mess up the rolls at Texas Roadhouse when everybody is coming specifically for that? They gave this a 3 out of 10, saying that the rolls were cold and extra dry. And again, they said this is usually their favorite part, which is why they were disappointed. Rightfully so. Cause how disrespectful. So you already ain't too hot because you messed up the favorite, right? Then they wasn't feeling their salad. They said this is a 4 out of 10. The chili, 8.5 out of 10, not bad. Green beans, okay, nothing to write home about. Chicken tenders, 8.5 out of 10. And they end up saying, overall, Texas Roadhouse ain't worth the hype anymore. On top of it all, our server was extremely rude. Probably won't come back. And that's an important part that I think needs to be discussed. A lot of people encounter horrible customer service and lackluster food. The combination is catastrophic and is why a lot of people aren't going to restaurants and why many restaurants are empty. They're not seeing the amount of customers and revenue they once were. And somebody here said, my Texas Roadhouse would never serve you dry rolls. LOL, that location must be bad. And they ended up replying with, man, that's the thing. We went to the fancy part of town, and yet here we are. And I even went to a Texas Roadhouse and had a horrible experience. One of my worst restaurant experiences I've ever had. And they almost made me never go to another one again. However, another location redeemed them. People don't like spending a bunch of money and walking out feeling robbed. It's even worse when you feel robbed and hungry and you got to figure out something else to eat because the food that you were served wasn't good or edible. And now they ruin your night because it messes up your vibe too. Now in this next video, we have someone else going out to a fine dining experience, paying $799. And I want to see what they got because some of y'all say paying more money means you're going to get better quality and you're going to be more happy, right? Okay, so it looks like here they're getting a steak. They putting it in a meat grinder thing and then they put it on a plate. This looks like some ground beef, honestly, from the grocery store. And now they're taking some eggs, tossed it in a bowl with some mustard seeds and some mustard or something, some herbs and some shallots or something, put it in the bowl with that, mixed it up. Okay, you gotta create a paste. Now you got some seasoning and you taking the ground meat, you putting it in the stuff, mixing it up. So now you got like this meat patty paste looking thing and they putting it on a plate. Wait a minute. Wait, they're not cooking it? I had to rewind it back. They didn't cook it. It just went on a plate. That was the end of the video. That was $799 for them to ground up some steak in front of you, mix it into a paste and put it on a plate? You got to be kidding me. There's no way. Is this fine dining? This looks like something you would give to your dog. I'm not exaggerating. It does look like that. And somebody here says, so this is the world famous $800 beef tartare? Is that how you say it? Beef tartare? What is this? Somebody said, I don't care what tartare is, cook the meat. And I agree. Someone here said tartare is so good, you guys are missing out. Missing out on what? Because at this point, we saving $800 because I can make meatloaf at the house. Because I feel like all the steps aren't complete. This is raw meat. Y'all not finna gaslight the world? Tartare. Does that mean uncooked, undercooked in another language? I don't know. Must be Latin or something. And no matter whether if you go to a high-end restaurant or if you go to Panera Bread, everybody is feeling it at these restaurants.
Let me tell you how much they're really getting over on people. I used to love these Panera Bread bagels. Look, I haven't had one in so long because I really don't eat a lot of junk food anywhere like that. Look how small this bagel is. If y'all remember Panera Bread bagels, they used to be so huge. This is $4. Are you kidding me? I low-key want to go get my money back. This looks like a fan. The bagels used to be so huge. I'm irritated. I cannot believe this is what they selling. I mean, this is crazy to me how much they have downsized their bagels. I don't know how long it's been like this, but I will never spend no more money at Panera Bread. This is my first and last time in a long time.
And nobody's safe. Not even people going to Panera Bread. Somebody here is saying Panera is glorified hospital food. Ooh. Another comment saying they're gonna skimp themselves out of business. And another comment here saying, eat at home. Been telling people. And here we have another 5-star restaurant. And it says here on the screen, them 5-star restaurants be the biggest scam, paying $39.78 for a deluxe lobster nibble is insane. What is a lobster nibble?
It does not look good. Not even a little bit.
Eat it slow so you can get the flavor for real.
This is it?
Maybe it'll seem like more than what it is if you eat it slow.
Do y'all see the look of disappointment on that lady's face as she is looking down at what looks like a bite of some lobster with some butter around it with some herbs, possibly some parsley for $39.78. This is fine dining. And you know what the people say? The restaurant's gonna tell you, eat it slow so you can get the flavor. My, oh my. Someone here said 5-star restaurants with outrageous prices are used for tax write-offs. Is that what they doing? Allegedly. I can't confirm nor deny.
How much it costs for me and my family afford to eat at Granzella's here in Williams, California.
Got a BLT, bacon extra crispy with a side of french fry. Got a chicken sandwich.
Now, why the chicken sandwich is it's $20.50 by itself? This is what people are outraged about. Where is the fries? No drink, by the way. Just sandwich. The disrespect.
A side of salad.
I got a muffaletta chef salad with ranch dressing.
Oh, and I got a muffaletta sandwich with potato salad.
Like, come on. That's why when he's like, to go, I'm
$17.
There it is, folks. $115.56.
Her total is $115.56. She ain't even tipped yet. So she gonna probably be anywhere between $115 or like $139. And you wanna know what's even worse about that? Not the fact that them sandwiches didn't have any sides, not that I didn't see a lot of food for 4 people and it was $100-something bucks, but this right here, her saying that the place was a 5 out of 10, but cool vibes. I don't care nothing about the vibes, how Instagrammable it is, how Pinterest it is, how popular it is with the people. Serving a sandwich for $20 plus tax with no side should be criminal. This should be a universal thing. Didn't even see a drink. So you dang near gotta go to the restaurant and order tap water because the drink gonna be about $7 more, maybe like 14 depending on where you at. And look, people are upset. They said, give her a refund now. $20 for that chicken sandwich. Another comment saying it costs too much for that. I mean, at least her sandwich came with some fries, but it was a BLT. Bacon, lettuce, and tomato sandwich. This to me is like this is honestly what the standard has become. Like a sandwich with a fry, you go anywhere between $17 to $20. That's the new normal in America. And what I wanna know is, what does eating out look like for a larger family? Well, we have a video here that shows a family of 4 going out to a restaurant for dinner. Let's see what the prices look like.
Here's how much it costs my family of 4 to eat inside the Beast Castle at the Be Our Guest restaurant. Got a Sprite tip right. Burger got an apple juice as well.
Unsweetened iced tea.
Start us off with a huge baguette, olive oil and butter for it.
Okay.
Delicious. I got the blue crab bisque as my appetizer.
He's played with flip.
What are you eating? Burger got the cheese plate.
Appetizer. I got French onion too.
It is so pretty in here. Got the filet over mashed potatoes with
good.
green beans.
I got the chicken strips, 1 slice, and 3 strips.
Yeah, steak, french fries, and green beans.
I got beef short rib, bourguignon, however it's said. I don't know, I'm not French. Finished.
It was so good.
This is how much I ate and I'm done.
Gonna pick at this.
Burger's done. The creme brulee tart.
Something to so do.
Burger got the same.
Get the creme brulee.
So our total was $244.95 before tip, and then after tip, I left $46, which is 20%, and it was $300.95 for the 4 of us to eat at the Be Our Guest restaurant.
So this cost her $395 after tax and tip. Now I want to know from all the families or the people who have children, is that about what you spend going out to eat, or is that way too expensive? This seemed like a place that they might have splurged at. Maybe not a normal, everyday, once a week going out with the family type of place. The food didn't look bad, but I didn't personally think almost $400 was what I seen in the video. That's a lot of food. In the comments, some people don't even think this is regular food. They said $30 worth of cafeteria food. Another comment says the food looks extremely underwhelming for that price. And $395 is crazy, especially with 2 kids. Now, this is somebody who works at a quote-unquote nice restaurant, and this is what he has to say about the food.
I may get fired for saying this, but I work at a nice restaurant, and everything comes out of a bag. The lobster bisque, bag. The soup, bag. The sauces, a bag. The tuna, a bag. Everything comes in a bag. Welcome to corporate American restaurants.
And Sysco, is that you? Because look whose name is in the comments. Restaurants are just like places that experiment to see who can cook Sysco the best. Somebody here says we're overcharged for microwaved food. And I need to know from y'all down below, is that how y'all are feeling? Because maybe the bigger restaurants will be paying attention to the comment sections. And finally here, what has been echoed time and time again. And this woman is apparently vegan, and this is what she got to say. She said here, I'm tired of it. I need to say something. I have a right to complain if you're charging me $28 for an entree and $18 for a drink. Pound vegan, how y'all managed to mess? Y'all done got under the vegan skin?
I don't want battered and fried buffalo cauliflower at a restaurant that charges $45 per person. I don't want fried cauliflower. I want tofu. I want protein. If you're serving marinated and blackened and sauteed and chimichurri animal proteins, what is your excuse? Don't even get me started on serving falafel as the only vegetarian made. Your falafel is dry and your cauliflower breading is so soggy. Do better.
At this point, it's an epidemic because the vegans are really the last people I would expect to be fed up with the restaurants. But you know what? It makes sense. She said, all y'all got is some cauliflower, no protein, and charging way too much. And I understand what she's saying because if you think about it, cauliflower is actually very cheap. What is she being charged $28 for? We in too deep. And somebody said, where is the what is this word? Vegans out there, help me out. What is this? Seitan? What's seitan? Okay, it says seitan is a popular high-protein plant-based wheat meat made by hydrating vital wheat gluten to form a chewy, savory, meat-like texture. Oh, okay. Okay, it does look like meat. So pretty much they saying you could give them protein by putting in a little bit more effort and not just giving them cauliflower, but y'all out here giving dry falafels. Allegedly. And another one is saying here, I've been complaining about this forever. Tofu, tempeh, lentils, beans, or at least some dang pasta or potatoes for heft. Why am I paying steak prices for a hot salad? The vegans are upset they have spoken. It seems as a collective, everybody's mad. Another comment here says, why is everyone so afraid of serving tofu? I wonder, is it more expensive? Does it come back to greed, time, effort? I don't know, but it's a possibility. And maybe, just maybe, it's not too bad if you just go to a restaurant and get a few simple items, perhaps just a drink.
Guys, I was just robbed, literally just robbed at Wendy's because I got one thing. How much do you think this one thing was? I'll tell you. It was a large Diet Coke, right? A large Diet Coke. $3.55. $3.55 for a large Diet Coke. $4.
Wow.
For a fountain drink. Are we okay? I live in Ohio. And right now, I'm not even in the nice part of Ohio. Speechless. Wendy's, are you good?
And at this point, y'all better start filling up these Stanley cups and all these mugs y'all been running out and buying with them dang sodas. For $3, $4? Go to Sam's Club, Costco, wherever you wholesale shop at. Get you a whole bunch of soda, put it in the back seat. I don't care. $4 for a fountain drink is crazy. You literally could just go to the gas station. The only other reason why this makes sense is perhaps you didn't want to get out the car. But other than that, this is just throwing money at the same restaurants that you're complaining about. Because why? It still shouldn't be this high. But just go to the store and get a soda. Better yet, get some water. Nothing wrong with drinking water, y'all. Golly. And we didn't touch on any of the pizza chains. And I want to see, how do people feel about Pizza Hut?
The only thing stuffed at Pizza Hut is the crust because the dining rooms are empty. Pizza Hut, as a company, if you hear this, if you are the CEO, the owner on the board of Pizza Hut, please, for the love of gosh, listen to this video because I'm going to tell you how to make more money than any other pizza place in America right now. You have the biggest opportunity out of anybody and you are screwing it up. You are squandering this. And it makes me nuts as somebody in HR and marketing to watch this happen. You have an entire giant group of 40 to 50-year-olds that grew up in love with your restaurant. In love. If your dad, after your soccer, baseball, football game, was in a good mood and you could convince him, Dad, can we get pizza?
Yeah.
There was only one place you wanted to go. You wanted to go to Pizza Hut. And you would go in and you would sit in Pizza Hut and everything was red. And they would bring out big frosty, like ice on the sides.
Yeah.
Glasses of soda to you right away. There's no water. It's fresh soda. What kind of soda can we get you guys to drink? You get soda straight out the gate and they'd come and then your dad would rustle around in his pocket, get all his quarters out of there. And there'd be arcade games all along the walls, like foosball machines, all kinds of stuff. And you'd go and you'd run away and your parents would order. Your mom and dad would sit there and talk, be happy to have you out of their hair for a minute. And you'd go and play Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat, Pac-Man, whatever they had. You'd see your parents go, guys, pizza's here. And the most delicious thing you've ever seen would come out to the table in the black tin and they would set it on those prongs and the thing would just be, steam would just be coming out of it. You see the pepperoni and the sausage on top of it and your mouth would just start watering. It was the most glorious day you could possibly imagine as a child. Close second was going to Dairy Queen if it was too late in the day to go to Pizza Hut, but that's for a different reason. So let me tell you something. Owners of Pizza Hut, you have thousands of us parents that would love to have this experience with our children. You guys changed the ingredients, went with cheap stuff, took away the dining rooms, took away the Pizza Hut buffet, and the quality's not there anymore, and the experience isn't the same. Look at what Red Lobster has done. $5 margaritas, seafood boils, young CEO on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, every social media platform, every single day, putting out content about all the things that they're changing, redoing the dining rooms, making them fresh. Look at Chili's, put a video up with a regular user doing their buffalo cheese sticks, whatever the stupid thing was. She didn't even work for Chili's. The video went mega viral. And then Chili's is like, scrap the $25 million we usually spend on marketing every year when we're in bankruptcy and closing restaurants. Just pay like 1 million regular creators on social media platforms $250 to go in and try something at Chili's and make a video about it online. Chili's is exploding everywhere. They're opening new restaurants. They've turned everything around. The formula is literally there. Just do what Red Lobster and Chili's are doing. We will come back. We loved you. We have memories of this.
And you know what? I'm not sure it will work unless they go back to the basics, because he pointed out something really big. The quality of the food, the overall experience, the nostalgia, that is what people want. A wholesome experience that they could have with their family, shared over pizza. The prices weren't crazy. It was affordable, good, and quality. Now, it's giving the restaurant experience that most other restaurants have in 2026. You don't feel any of that stuff anymore. And what he's describing, in my opinion, is like peak 90s era. Because that's the Pizza Hut I remember, with the buffets, a pizza, like a big supreme pizza being like $10, $13. And I fear that we've gotten away from a lot of this. And then the ingredients aren't even the same, because companies figured out that people would still come in and pay a lot of money for a cheaper quality of food. And we taste the difference in a lot of these corporations and companies that do that. And maybe, just maybe, the restaurant experience in LA is different than everything else we've seen so far. Here's a woman who went to go get a breakfast burrito, and I want to know, how much did she spend? And was it worth it?
I'm officially done with eating out in Los Angeles. These two things
came up to $28.54. Understand inflation and things are changing, but I also think a lot of these restaurants are taking advantage of us because there is no way that this breakfast burrito costs $19. And then there's no way that this one espresso shot and one shot of heated oat milk should be like $7. All of this together was $28.54 with tax. Eating out, going to restaurants is one of my favorite things to do, but it's now going to be a thing of the past. So if you see me out here eating out on my channel, you can roast me because I'll be eating at home from now on. It's so expensive. And eating out has always been like a convenience or a luxury. But I feel like right now, today, in this day and age, people are acting funny. By the people, I mean the restaurant associations. And maybe I'm wrong. I just know my pockets, I don't want to pay $28.54 for a breakfast burrito and a mini coffee.
And what's even crazier, how small, like, look at the portions that people are getting. Mind you, I don't think people need a huge breakfast burrito in the first place because it's breakfast. But anyway, why does that cost so much? And I know a lot of y'all are gonna be like, this is LA prices. Absolutely ridiculous. Nobody wants to pay that much for breakfast, for a breakfast burrito. I'm not gonna lie, it look good though. And somebody here says, this is all over the US, sadly. Look, it's not just Cali. Someone here is saying it's the same in New York City. $1,005 for a bland, unseasoned food. Another comment saying, it's so bad. Everybody is just like, no matter what, do y'all notice? No matter what the level of dining experience we've shown so far, everybody is just like, I'm not happy with it. From the fine dining, to the breakfast, to maybe a food truck, right? We didn't go over any food trucks. Maybe they haven't lost their minds yet. Oh, I found one, a food truck. Okay, it says, what $100 gets you at the most overpriced food truck in Las Vegas? I don't know if we're gonna beat the allegations here, but let's go in open-minded.
Hey, wait, what can I get with $100? $100? Let me show you. You can get one cheesecake and one tiramisu. It comes out to like $87.88, and we'll keep the change. That's it? I'll throw in a drink. They do say we're the most overhyped, overpriced food truck in Vegas. Mess around and find out.
And what's interesting is, I don't know if this is satire. I don't know if this is sarcasm, if it's a joke, because it's teetering the lines of reality. But I think he's serious because he's saying he's known as the most overpriced food truck in Las Vegas. And I think he was just joking. However, people are in the comments saying, but they low-key be charging like $30 for cheesesteak and loaded fries. And many people go to food trucks for cheaper prices. My experience with the food trucks recently is some of them are even getting out of hand. And I felt like I went to a restaurant and got robbed all just the same. They just did it without a storefront. So the question is, who can we run to? Because the food trucks used to be the place where you could get cheap food, try out a whole different variety. And someone here is even saying, barely an exaggeration, this truck was good, but not worth how expensive it was. Their prices are compared to fine dining. Another comment says, with the economy being the way it is, why are we overcharging in price gouging? Now, I'm not sure what his exact prices are. Perhaps this is satire, but they say sometimes the best jokes contain true stuff. And the way people feel it, I don't know if I would joke about this if I want people to come to my food truck, because people overpaying actually just makes them mad. It's not necessarily a laughing matter that might bring in more customers, unless your audience that you're trying to target is people who are just ready to spend a lot of money. Because look at Erewhon, the grocery store. People go there and spend a lot of money. Maybe the prices at McDonald's aren't too bad. Let's take a look.
Bro, I am at McDonald's and I just ordered breakfast, a bacon, egg, and cheese bagel with an orange juice and a hash brown. $16. What in the what? I remember when the meal was like $8-9. When did this go up to $16? This is ridiculous.
Just seems like the new normal. Maybe $20 to $30 for a meal is the range that these restaurants think that most people are comfortable paying. And I'm talking about just for one person. And maybe another American classic, Subway, will be better, right? I don't know. Let's see.
You need proof of inflation. Go no further than your local Subway, where I just spent almost $20 on a footlong and a drink and 2 cookies. What happened to the $5 footlong? What happened to the $5 6-inch? What happened to the time? Oh God.
Now the $5 footlong, you just had to be there for it, but it was a time. And being that that was a while ago, we definitely could say that was inflation. However, their quality has also went down too, in my opinion, while the prices of the footlongs have went up. It's another conundrum that doesn't make sense.
I just went to lunch in Franklin, Tennessee, and I spent $17 on a Caesar salad that wasn't that big, and an additional $7 to add half of a grilled chicken breast to it. I'm so sick of these restaurant prices. There's another place I saw in East Nashville that's selling sandwiches for $17, and they're not like fancy. They don't come with anything. It's literally just the sandwich. Like I don't know if it's just the Nashville thing or what, but the prices here are insane. It's crazy. And I understand inflation, it affects everything, but it freaking sucks and I'm over it. And the best part about that restaurant that I just ate at was they had the like tip thing at the bottom where they calculate the tip for you. It was wrong by like $1.50 for 18%, and it went up from there. Like, these people are scamming us, and then they're scamming us even more. Like, it's crazy.
Paying $17 for a Caesar salad is diabolical because it's rabbit food. $17 for rabbit food. Okay. And then add some chicken in there. The disrespect. And if you all haven't noticed, this is a widespread issue across America. All of these restaurants are high and people are fed up. Here's somebody commenting, it's everywhere, South Texas gal. And let's take a look at this other expensive restaurant that a lot of you might actually know about. It's called Nobu. Now, these two siblings are going back and forth whether Nobu is expensive or inexpensive.
Brother and I are debating if Nobu is expensive. I think it's well priced. Like, I don't think it's like crazy expensive.
I do think for a normal person, Nobu is very expensive.
Nobu receipt up here, and then you guys can decide.
Let's decide. It says here that they spent $798.21. Now, if this is normal for you, you might have a lot of money, and I'm glad. I want to know, is the food really worth it? Does it taste that good? Because from all the other videos we're seeing of the more expensive restaurants, they're not getting a lot of the time better quality. In real life though, that definitely might be the case. But paying more doesn't always mean the food is quality.
If it's expensive or not, $12 for a bottle of water, that's not bad.
Of all the things on the menu, you can
okay. Then we had an espresso shot that was only $5, not bad.
A shot is this big.
I understand that, but that's not.
All right, how much was the meal? How much was the meal?
It's like $190 per person. I don't think that's terrible. For dinner at Nobu, at the club we spent $10 on Red Bull.
This is not how you're scaling things. A normal person wouldn't go to the club and drop 80 bands on alcohol we don't finish.
That's only at Ultra Miami we do that, because that's just way too much alcohol for 10 people. But
a normal person, on average, around 25 years old, makes $60,000 a year.
Yeah.
$60,000 a year is about $30 an hour on a normal work week, right? You're asking someone to spend a whole day's worth of work on one meal. You don't think anything's that bad.
You can really go broke trying to go to a lot of these places, and it's okay to not be able to afford more expensive restaurants at a certain time of your life. At one point in my life, I thought Red Lobster was like a 5-star deal. I thought that was a fancy restaurant. But from what we're seeing here, the brother says that this restaurant is overpriced, and he states it here, and then there's other people saying Nobu is not expensive, it's just overpriced. There's a difference, which goes back to our point of why are the prices so high? Maybe there's a status symbol going to Nobu. Maybe it brings in a certain type of crowd, and that's perfectly fine. But what I did notice is nobody complained about the food quality, which is slightly different than what we've seen before. And I want to know, have you all ever been to Nobu? Comment down below, are they overpriced, or do you think that the prices are justified?
I'm not a chef, I'm not an expert, but I'm just at the point with my cooking that every time I go to a restaurant, it is so underwhelming. The food just doesn't do it for me. For example, last night I got a fried chicken sandwich at a restaurant I went out to eat, and it just wasn't good. It was not done in a way that I think it would have made it better. It was not crunchy. The wrong type of bun was used. Onion rings were the side. I don't really care for onion rings. I mean, maybe other people think that's right, but it should be fries. No coleslaw. I think coleslaw is something that needs to go with a fried chicken sandwich for sure. That's it. Like, just anything I could make at home is so much better than anything I get out, and it costs less, and it's fun because you get to learn how to make it and see what goes into it, and you feel a lot of pride with knowing that that's something that you made yourself. Yeah, I'm not impressed with restaurants ever since I learned how to cook. They just don't do it for me.
And once again, Sysco is back in the comments. There are no restaurants there are Sysco microwave items. Overwhelmingly, people seem to have this knowledge, which is interesting because I didn't know about Sysco until the first video we did here about restaurants. Another comment here says Sysco food has absolutely ruined the restaurant industry. All the food tastes the same no matter where you go. Bad. Another comment saying the quality decreased so much. And it does suck to be able to cook because it gets to a point where you're like, I might as well just make this at my house. The food is already expensive and then it's hit or miss. I need it to hit every time. If it's expensive, sometimes the food is bland or something just tastes weird, it tastes off. And you just know that you could have made the same thing at your house and you wouldn't have messed it up. And I understand completely that people are paying for convenience. Whenever you're going to a restaurant, you're paying to be served, to receive good customer service. But a lot of times you aren't getting that. And you end up just leaving mad and paying a lot of money.
I hate to say it, I hate to be the one, but at this point, the in-house food is tasting better than the outside food, and it's upsetting me and my homegirls. No matter where you go, there's always something off with the food. It just tastes empty. The food tastes empty, it's always too salty, the plates be dirty. No matter where you go, the plates be dirty. It's everywhere. Capitol Grill, the wine glass was dirty. TGI Friday, I know. The plates was dirty. The cutlery was dirty. I'd ask that lady to bring me some plastic, please. I went to a cute little coffee shop around the corner and yeah, they had the mismatched saucers with the cups. I got my latte and I realized you didn't wash this side of the cup, sir. Everything's dirty. The food is not good. At this point, why do I sound like I'm preaching? I'm just annoyed. At this point, I really feel like we're paying to eat mid-food off dirty plates in an aesthetic establishment. And it's really upsetting. I got some soup on the stove that I've been waiting to get back to, and I wish that I had this same feeling about a restaurant at this point. What are we gonna do?
And you wanna know what's even worse is some people are going out to the restaurants, getting sick, having to take off work. It'd be all sorts of issues. And what she's talking about here is filth in the restaurants. And there's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes that we just don't know about. And you put your trust into these restaurants that whenever you pay for this service and the food, that you're at least gonna be eating and drinking from a sterile environment. And too many times, don't receive that. And speaking of that, I just came across a video of a guy on TikTok whose name is Dirty Restaurant Audits. And I'm assuming the name is fitting because it looks like he's in a restaurant.
Your restaurant? It's when you get 41 demerits. See, where's your score? You have to put the score back up now. Always has to stay posted. No problem. Okay. Yes. Okay. Yes. Because that's against the law. Okay. Yes.
Wait, she had the score not up. Doesn't that come from the health department? Isn't that like mandatory? And this is a restaurant. Oh, what did the last video just summon? Oh my gosh. Man, what is this? And what does negative 40 points mean? And why don't you have the restaurant score up? And it's a C.
Yes, ma'am. I'm getting ready to leave, okay? But before I go, you must keep the grade up. It's a law. You have to.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, so can you put it up, please?
Yes, okay, no problem.
I'm scared.
It's not good. This is not good.
She took it down?
Yes, put more tape on it. All right, before I go, y'all, I have to let y'all know they're actually hiding their grade. Okay. Guys.
So who are you?
They're hiding. You can call the police, ma'am. It's okay. They're hiding their grade. It's a C, so just be careful when you eat here, okay? They was 1 point away from getting shut down. The thing is, you're gonna get in trouble for kidnapping me, ma'am.
What?
So if I was you, I would just let me go.
What is going on here? Now, the comments say C equals closing soon. I don't know. Let me know. Is that true? Another comment here says, if a restaurant got a B, it's filthy. Really? I didn't know this. I need to be more self-aware. I'm definitely going to be looking from now on. Someone else said took that C down. And somebody said here a C rating in a sushi place is attempted deletion. Wait, a C is very bad in restaurant industry quality as far as the rating. New information for me, and I'm glad to be enlightened to enlighten you all if that is true. So now we got to be on high alert, y'all. Not only are people dealing with high prices at restaurants, allegedly a B or a C means that you are willingly paying for an environment that might be filthy. And this is what we mean. Look at what people are actually paying for. The quality is not there, and the quality also includes the environment. Because why is the rating so bad? What is happening in the environment to where it is so bad? Are there cockroaches? Are there rats? Are there things getting into the food that other people are consuming and paying for? Is the food being stored safely? There's a lot of questions that come into play with these ratings, and I think this is something that we might need to be a little bit more aware of, because though I knew an A is good, I didn't know that a C essentially means you're trying to take people out the game and it's probably unsanitary. And I didn't know that there was restaurant owners who are out here taking down the ratings.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure why she's taking it down, because if she is running the restaurant or working at the restaurant, if legally it's supposed to be up, it's supposed to be up. But I want to ask y'all, do y'all think that that poster is down? Because I feel like there's a strong chance it might not be up right now. Red flags. Now we know what to look for. And speaking of red flags with restaurants, a lot of people have been noticing some interesting things on their bills when they go to pay at the restaurants.
The weirdest thing just happened to me. It's cold and it's rainy in LA, so me and my bestie decide to go out to dinner. We go to one of my favorite restaurants. This is the Stereo La Buca. It is a Italian restaurant here in LA. Right. And I've been multiple times. We enjoy our meal, we get the check, we pay for our check, and as we are like signing the tip and stuff, we notice something.
What?
Here's the receipt, and if you notice down here towards the bottom, there is a $4.75 charge for employee health. Do you see that? A 5% charge for employee health. Immediate thought was, what is employee health? What does that mean? We run through a couple of options and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna ask. So as we're like walking out, I go up to the hostess and I'm like, hey, quick question. Just curious. I saw that you guys charged us $5 each, not total for the table, each, both of us, for employee health. And I just had to ask, like, what is that? And she goes, oh, that's our healthcare. And my reaction was, your healthcare? And she goes, yes, our healthcare. And I've never heard of that before. Ever. And I had to find out, is that normal? And have I been living under a rock and this is a normal thing, or is this weird? Because I've never experienced this before and it feels weird.
It definitely seems weird. I would think that the employers would be paying for that for their employees, not the customer that's dining, eating a meal, getting charged for their waitress's healthcare. And I went and did some more research, and this is another restaurant doing the same thing here. Employee benefits, $12.81. Now, this is actually wild. These were in 2 different locations too. This person posted this originating someplace called Scottsdale. And someone here says, that's wild. And the creator responded with, and then when I asked exactly what is this, she said, oh, we're charging a fee that goes towards the employee benefits. I asked, why didn't you mention this early on? She said, it's on the menu in the fine print. I said, take it off. Somebody asked, did they remove it? They replied with, yes, after I asked. And going on to say this, listen, I'm over these larger corporations getting over on us. We work hard for our money. It's bad enough we have to pay taxes 92 times a day. Yes, I agree 1,000%. And here's another one from a different restaurant. It says supplemental wellness charge. What in the world?
I took my wife out to dinner tonight for Mother's Day, and at the end of the night when we got our bill, I noticed a supplemental wellness charge for 4%. I asked the waiter what it was for, and apparently it's for the wellness and health benefits for the kitchen staff. I didn't read the bottom of the receipt, and I didn't know I could have them remove that charge. By the time I found out, it was too late, so we ended up paying it. I'm not sure why we're paying the kitchen staff's health benefits.
And what's crazy is their receipt says this happened in Beverly Hills, California, Santa Monica Boulevard. Another thing that stood out is their bill was $740. Now, he did say he was taking his wife out for Mother's Day, so this is clearly a special event type of a thing, which is probably why it's so expensive. He wanted to take her somewhere nice. I get it. What's interesting is that $26 charge. It just seems so sneaky. And this had to be like some sort of high-end restaurant for it to be this expensive for 2 people, but I digress. And this comment, I think, really says a lot. They're charging $700 for a dinner for 2. That's so tacky to add that surcharge. Did they also add a 3% charge for paying by credit card? Places by me are doing that. I think it's nuts. This restaurant here is showing on the receipt that they charged for an entertainment fee. Guess the restaurant. Red Robin Gourmet Burgers. What is going on? Do they even provide entertainment at Red Robin? It just really makes you feel like you have to really, really, really pay attention to these receipts. Because what is up with all these weird charges?
One thing that I absolutely hate when eating out is when restaurants add a service charge. If I wanted to tip, I would, and I really hate the idea that I have to then ask for it to be removed. It makes me feel like an absolute but quite honestly, a lot of the time when it's just me and my boyfriend going out for food, I do not want to pay 10% of my bill towards a service charge. If restaurants want their staff to have better pay, then they should be paying them better themselves. And they shouldn't be expecting money out of paying customers. We're already paying an arm and a leg for the food at the end of the day. And if the service is good, then we'll tip. It's as simple as that. But when you get the bill and you see service charge, which is normally 10%, and in this case, nearly £10, honestly just makes me feel annoyed. And I absolutely hate asking to have it removed. It makes me feel so stingy. So at the end of the day, it's just that we're on a budget and we're only paying for the food. We're always so polite and so grateful towards the service staff, but we're not in the position to pay the same price as a starter for a service charge. What is your opinion on them?
I think that's very interesting because she said pounds, so this is clearly somewhere in the UK. What's even more interesting is it was just for 2 people. Now, I've heard of service charges for groups of 6 or large groups of people, and it's making me wonder, is what's going on over here in the United States rubbing off on the other countries, or has this always been a thing in other countries? Y'all gotta let me know, because when I lived in Europe, they didn't even like people to tip in most places. So this is very interesting. And here's another one, a to-go fee. Now, when you start charging people for to-go fees on the receipt, I think this is where a lot of people get upset, and they're like, you know what? This is why I don't want to go nowhere. Because at this point, it does feel like you're getting nickeled and dimed. It says here, this is why I don't like to go out. Everybody getting over. Home cooked meals better and safer anyway, especially after seeing that restaurant video where that lady had that seed, because now I'm traumatized. I don't even know what to do with that. But heck, another comment says, late stage capitalism. And this comment here says, from the business's standpoint, these to-go boxes cost money. And I definitely understand that. But I also can understand how people can feel like they're being nickeled and dimed, especially if the food isn't even good. I don't mind being nickeled and dimed or paying more for restaurants that are actually good. I keep coming back. You could charge me a little 50 cents for the to-go. Your food better not be mid either. And it better not be cold, lukewarm. And don't put less stuff in the to-go box than you would if I was eating in the restaurant. See, they do little things like that and think that the customers aren't going to notice. But the thing is, we do. We notice. So then when you do something like tack on a to-go fee, you're just making it worse. You're upsetting people even more. It's aggravating. Then on top of that, they still gonna spin the screen around for you and say, we got this one little question for you to answer. Just click on the screen real quick, as if we don't know what the question is. We know what the question is. Do you want to leave a tip? Or are we drawing a line?
If you don't notice this on your receipt in Las Vegas, you're gonna end up paying more money than you need at restaurants. I'll tell you how to avoid it and give you another way to save thousands in Vegas. Because some restaurants, like Chayo right behind me here at the center of the strip, add a fee of about 5% onto your bill. But the server is not going to tell you up front. Instead, what the restaurant does is they put the writing in tiny print at the bottom of the menu, so you have to find it. And in order to get it removed, you have to check the printed receipt to notice the charge and then ask them to remove it, and then they will, with no questions asked.
Wow. Again, this is in Vegas. They know y'all not finna read the fine print, and that's why it seems so sneaky. That's why it feels greedy. And it's no shock that a lot of people don't want to deal with this. You gotta dang near bring a whole lawyer with you to a restaurant, reading the fine print. I'm trying to relax. This is my off time. You got me over here squinting. Gotta pull out my magnifying glass because y'all got something in the small print and I ain't got my glasses on. Dang, I didn't know I needed to be on high alert. That's how people are feeling going to the restaurant. You ain't just going there to relax. You gotta be like, dang, what they finna charge me for now? You gonna charge me for some plasticware? A to-go cup? Probably. But I wanna know what you all think about this down below. Have the restaurant industry got too greedy? Are prices way too high? And how much do you end up paying whenever you go out to eat? Or are you a person that now just cooks at the house because it ain't even worth your time or your money? But we gotta start making better decisions today in order to have a better future.